My name is Leanne Mannas and I am a news anchor stroke businesswoman and working in the television industry and many other industries as well. There is definitely a history of cancer in my family, and it has, we've been sort of had a lot of warnings that have come through generations. My gran, and that would be my mom's mom, had to have a mastectomy, so that was always, been a great concern for all of us. When I talk about all of us, I talk about all the women in the family, especially my cousins and my mom and myself. So it is something that we've always been aware of, and it is there, and it's unfortunate. Even on my dad's side, there's also a history of cancer, but that was more from male side. But it's there, so it is something that we have to be very, very vigilant of. I was not afraid at all. I really wasn't. I just think it's just something that can make you even more aware. It can make the journey through this life perhaps maybe a little bit easier, because you know what you are susceptible to. It's almost like something that I already knew, but it just confirmed what I already knew. But if you don't know it, it's good to know, so that you can actually ensure that you go for regular tests and that you look after yourself, and that you eat properly and you exercise and you keep yourself in a healthy way. Because if you know that you perhaps can get this, not that you will get it and not that it's going to happen to you, it is just something that you need to have in the back of your head and look after yourself and hope that you don't. So I wasn't nervous at all. I was quite looking forward to the results, actually. Process was pretty simple. It was easy. I just had, obviously to fill out a couple of forms. I had a questionnaire that was done, and I actually had a consult, which made it even easier for me. And then, of course, I did the actual test and sent it off. And then when the results came through, it was also, again, a really professionally done exercise where I actually spoke to a doctor, and she spoke me through everything, every single result that came through. And it just made it nice, because I could interpret it in one way, which I was mailed it. And then I kind of looked at the things and thought, oh my gosh, what does this mean? And once it's explained to you, it really is. It's just something that just opens your mind, and it's a great education. So the process was great. For me, it was a really good experience. No, I wasn't really nervous to know the results at all. In fact, the results never came as a surprise to me. I think, as I've mentioned before, there is history of cancer in my family and in my genes, and it's something that I know I have to be very, very careful of. So, particularly breast cancer, and it just reinforced the fact that I need to go and have those annual tests. But the reality is, if you catch it early, you can make a difference. And that for me, and you can get there and make an early difference to your health and your well-being. So that just pushed me getting the results when I did see that, according to that gene result, it is there, it is high, and I need to look after myself. And so, for me, it wasn't a surprise. But again, seeing it in black and white, and knowing that what I've always been told is true, was, again, another thing for me to just say, listen here and be vigilant. It's like putting a seatbelt in a car. You know that you wear the seatbelt, it'll keep you safe. If you don't wear the seatbelt, who knows? If you get bumped, chances are you're not going to survive this accident. But if you're wearing a seatbelt, and I use the analogy because it's very much so, if you know what you may have the risk towards, and you try and mitigate it, you may just save your life. And it's as simple as that. It's not that it's going to happen, it might happen. So why not protect yourself? Well, I have to say, for me, it was a very, it touched me in a way that was, it kind of rocked my world, actually, when I not getting the results, not doing the test, but actually following up on it and getting this kind of, it's time. Actually, I haven't been for my test and my annual mammogram and whatever else. And this just pushed me more to go and actually do it, because obviously in the middle of COVID, everybody was too scared to go out and do those regular tests. So what happened to me was I did go, booked my appointment, and lo and behold, something was found there. And, you know, that something thankfully turned into nothing that was already, but it was a massive scare, and even the doctor was scared by it. So, and I did have surgery to remove it, but subsequently it was determined that it actually, you know, it wasn't anything that was malignant or anything. It was just an alarm bell. And had I not had that test, I probably wouldn't have gone that year, and I would have left it until the next year, and then who knows what it would have been. So, you know, for me, it was a really positive experience with a positive outcome. So for me, I can't emphasize it enough. You need to protect yourself going forward and make sure that you can catch it early so you can perhaps save your life. You know, it's so important to look after yourself in whichever way it is. Whether you're talking about your skin, whether you're talking about your health, and whether you're talking about your well-being. I suppose we've only been given this one body, and we've realized it more and more and more as we've gone through a very difficult 2 years of our lives. I mean, so far it's 2 years. Who knows if it's going to carry on? But, you know, living through a pandemic has made us all just sit back and realize what our priorities are. And it's quite incredible when you speak to people. Health seems to top the agenda, and for me it's always topped the agenda, is making sure that you look after your health. Whatever follows there is a bonus, but if you're healthy, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have a good life. So if you can look after yourself and you can do things for yourself, you're almost giving yourself a ticket to a much better life going forward.